For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in higher levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
forward, they'll probably look for Maxim and Riley to get on the end of it, and give them the ball, they'll score eventually. So yeah, it's just who can be the best defensive today.
And the other thing, you mentioned the lineups, and I guess changes are one thing that have been quite a constant for West Adelaide over the last few weeks. They seem to be making at least a couple every single week. Birkalla, on the flip side, been a very solid starting 11 week in, week out. Maybe you see one change, but aside from that, it's not a terrible amount of change from week to week. What do you make of that? Yeah,
well, last week I saw Burks in the first probably 25, 30, or first 10 minutes they were really good against Playford, and then literally Playford took over. So they started off quite slow, but then they just came home and Stav did not make any changes. He stayed patient to his core group. They rewarded him. Then he made changes as required. So they need to start better. Westie's probably, instead of them chasing, they need to be in front. So, look, all the elements are there for an absolute jam-packed couple of goals. That's what we'd like to see today. All the spectators and all the viewers live online would like to see goals, as do us.
Just looking at the ladder position at the moment, West Adelaide in 10th spot, 2 wins, 4 draws and 3 losses. West Torrens Birkalla, 6 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss above West Torrens Birkalla and Playford. We said that 4 equal points and they couldn't be separated last week. Metro Stars below, they trail by 2 points. And for West Adelaide, they've got Croydon and Campbelltown just above them on 11 points. Comets, a little bit of a buffer, I guess, behind their tail with 4 points. But, as we said, a bit of room to make up for West Adelaide. It still is the first half of the season, but you don't want to get yourself into a position early when you're in no man's land, do you?
Yeah, like you can bank early points. Second half of the season's a lot better. Not too sure when the transfer window opens up soon, but I'm not too sure if they will be delving in to try and get some players. But you want to get points on the board, start winning some games at home, get 3 points, and then the rest will look after itself. Here we go.
Yeah, we're just about ready to get going. Right on time too. Have you got I was about to ask, have you got your stopwatch ready? The scoreboard here's gone walkabout, but we are underway. Round 10 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia is on, and West Adelaide with the kickoff. And they'll be kicking from right to left, but West Torrens Birkalla here looked like for a second they might have had a bit of an early break.
Yeah, I think it was just a sloppy pass by Luca Fabrizio, and then Banjak didn't hit that pass correctly, and Burks just need a sniff. And they'll hurt you.
Well, bit of a advanced position here to take this early free kick. So they've got some tall players inside of that 18-yard box, don't they? Dylan Klassen-Thomas is wearing number 10.
Yeah, 15'11". Yeah. And Welshie, he's scored the first goal last week with his head.
Kane Vidmar as well come up, so yeah, a lot of height there. They've kept the short players back in both Conway and Matsumoto.
Yeah.
And then Yates there taking the kick. They said, you guys handle something else. We'll send the big timber in. Ball comes in. It's punched away by Jackson O'Donnell. Not completely out of danger yet. Another one sent in by Yates. Put it away. Only as far as Vidmar. Klassen-Thomas goes to Sarkani. Fell to the head of George Blackwood, but he was a little bit too far advanced to do anything with it. Jackson O'Donnell's form recently, the West Adelaide captain. He's been impressive, I think. What have you made of him?
Yeah, he is an impressive gentleman. He has played at Metros and done very well. Goal of the year. He's captain. He's no mug. He's a really good player. I'll reflect really quickly on what Joy did there. A lot of players would have passed the ball back or had a shot. He actually picked his pass. He has picked quite inventive and played the ball towards the back pass. Slightly too heavy, but that's what makes him really good. You actually don't know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates.
That time, West Adelaide cut off the threat, and now they've got a chance to advance forward if Maxim Ivanic can get to it, and he does. He's just waiting for some more reinforcements. Stam's there in the middle. Decides to take a little bit more time, just a little bit rushed in the end, West Adelaide, and West Torrens Birkalla can clear. Nothing cleanly built off that though, and West Adelaide might get another chance. Only looked like it momentarily though.
It was a good move there. Keshev played the ball out to Maxim, probably a little bit wider than he would have hoped. And then Maxim stayed patient, played the ball back, and then Keshev actually fell down and as he had the ball across. But like I said, Westies have set up, and I think Kesh is playing as a 10, top of the diamond midfield.
Now we've had a little bit of a rain over the last, I might touch on that in a second actually. Let's let this play out. Dylan Klassen-Thomas manages to, I guess, concede a throw, but in a very high position. Yeah, the weather, plenty of rain over the last little bit. You know this pitch well. Artificial, how do you rate the pitch? It'll still be fine for these players?
It's brilliant. It's probably one of the best pitches. Quite often you get that feedback, you know. The rain just makes it slick that little bit more. The players will really enjoy it. It's it's not as if the heat's not going to dry it out too much, but it'll be just right.
Tajanto sends the cross in, and it just goes beyond the head of Tuitsakani. Yeah, they seem to be getting better and better, the artificial pitches at the moment.
I think it was built. It was one of the last ones built, and they have spent a lot of money on it to do it correctly. So the girls last year, and the girls still love training on it, and I'm assuming the boys love it as well. So
On that, does the West Adelaide women's side, do they have a preference? You probably can't speak for everyone, but what's the general consensus? They prefer the artificial or still grass? Because I know a lot of players still do like the grass, but the problem is trying to keep that grass pitch in good nick.
Correct, yeah. Look, as a footballer, you probably do like playing on grass, but on the artificial, you get a better bounce. You actually know with the ball, it's not going to bobble as much, or at all, if anything. But the ball does bounce. It's a bit harder. Sometimes it skids a bit more. Nothing's better than playing on grass, but you'd rather play than not play at all. So thank the government and Football SA for providing these pitches for these clubs.
The whistle goes, and now to be a West Torrens Birkalla free kick. Yohei Matsumoto will take. The just celebrated he's got an upcoming birthday actually, the 19th, which I think is next Tuesday. He'll be turning 32 or 33. We made that comment off air as well. The slightly older side, actually one of the older sides in the RAA NPLSA are West Torrens Birkalla. We know a lot of these players have already seen success with other clubs as well. Yeah, it's I guess last year a little bit of a change in some of the personnel. We saw Jared Clark coming across from FK Beergrad, Kane Vidmar coming across as well, so he's a bit of a younger example, just 21 years of age.
Dylan Klassen-Thomas.
Yeah, that's true,
man.
another young gun, so they seem to have a little bit of a mix. I guess last year could maybe put... There seemed to be some injury concerns with a couple of players. George Blackwood was one that didn't have quite the run he would have liked to have had, but it seems to have started a lot better for them this year. Yeah,
well, he's got a career. He's played, Talb's mentioned that he played with him at Olympic, and I mean, he's been very successful. He's played at Comets, he's played lots of different places. Chuck in Welshie, Blackwood A-League experience, Soy. He's
just a gun.
Just an absolute, does some things that scratched your head sometimes. You got Yatesy, who, I call him the Oxlade Chamberlain of... I'll stop talking for a second.
Jared Clark, looks like he'll get the first touch of that. He does, in fact.
Yeah, I like calling him the Oxlade Chamberlain of Berg. He likes to hit that 45-metre ball. You've got, and then you chuck in Clarkey, experience. He uses the ball well. Yohai played as a 7, very successful at Campbelltown. Now reformed as a 2 under Stab. So they've got some experience.
Blackwood finds Conway on the wing. He's got Blackwood coming up, and Tuitsakani has his hand up asking for it. Goes the short option in, and Janto gets dispossessed, but only momentarily as West Torrens Birkalla win it back. Effective with the press, West Adelaide, and now they've got a chance to potentially cook something up, if not for Jared Clark getting in the way of that. But maybe another chance here for West Adelaide. Clark again slides in and just gets things collected up the back for West Torrens Birkalla.
Yeah, I like how Westies try to steal it high up, but then it's important to choose the right pass and not burn all that effort that you've just made. So I would like them to be a bit more patient like they are now, like this. Move the defence around. Maxim is, oh, there you go.
He got his head to it, but not threatening enough. Nicholas Harpus able to comfortably claim that, and now he chooses Yohei Matsumoto. I think that's probably been a bit of a trend that we've seen from West Adelaide, what you just mentioned there. They're really effective in pressing, but maybe not choosing the moments. They seem to be having spells where they're very threatening, but just, yeah, the consistency perhaps not there yet. Yeah,
and using that ball. I mean, look, Diego there uses the ball well. Riley's like, you know, commentator's curse clearly right there. Diego used it beautifully, and Stam gave it up. Who'd like to have his time back for that? But, you know, just look after that ball a bit more, you know.
And now you can see here West Birkalla just a little bit more patient in possession, just playing it back to the defenders. Now as Yates looks up, Blatsikani was the intended target, who he didn't even bother to budge from that. He said, not good enough, let's leave it for
he turned away in disgust.
Yeah, a bit of an example of choosing your moments there. Why fight for it? If the ball's not there, then it's not going to happen. And you know that another one's coming from West Torrens Birkalla, but now it's West Adelaide. Again, they just lose it in the middle of the field, and Andy Janto, again, that time he's getting a bit of a telling off from Toi Takani.
Yeah, I mean, Toi Takani, for all those people playing at home that are on Football Manager, he's definitely not one that you runs channels or a pressing striker. He's one of those target men.
Ball comes in, and Maxim Ivanic was lurking, but again, the captain of Birkalla, Nicholas Harpus, not troubled.
And what you'll find is, I saw this last week as well, Dylan likes to tuck in players well a lot. He verts a lot. Tyrese Conway likes to hug the line a little bit. So you can see Dylan is roaming everywhere. So free reign, obviously, under Stav to let Yohei do things like this.
And he beats the player. The cross will come now. Just ends up with Conway, who showed off a bit of an impressive vertical leap. Despite Blackwood getting in front of him, he decided to jump his heart out, but this is a little bit concerning because now he's on the ground and it looks like he'll need to get a little bit of attention.
Yeah, 10 minutes in.
Is he holding his groin? I can see he is holding his groin. Which part of it and what exactly the complaint is, I can't tell you yet. So maybe he did something during that almighty leap, as Tom Brinkworth calls for.
Could have overextended.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, happens in football. He did have a high leap, got an excellent header. Unfortunately, he's injured. Let's hope he can get up because Burke still really need him.
Well, the trainer hasn't come out yet, so he'll be able to rejoin play immediately. He's previously of South Adelaide and Sturt Lions. He scored 1 goal so far this campaign, and has been a constant both this year and last for Birkalla as Matsumoto throws it in. Here's Classon Thomas. Beats the first player, but not the second. Didn't completely manage it to clear it, though. West Adelaide. Diego Dos Santos Oliveira, whose name I just butchered. Diego Dos Santos de Oliveira. There we go, second try.
I just say do what I do, say Diego. We heard his song at the start of the game.
Yeah. Matsumoto again. West Torrens Birkalla just settling into the rhythm, and a chance here for Blackwood. Misjudge of the bounce, and it ends up in. So we're 1-0 up for West Torrens Birkalla in just the 11th minute on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Who got the final touch on that?
I think it was George Blackwood. You could actually see, I was just about to turn around and look at you and just say, did you see him make that run? So I think everybody in the stand saw, except for the Westies defence. They didn't track that runner, and George just had all that time. He doesn't need that time. Hit it across his body.
He adds 1 for his tally. 8 goals scored now for the year. He's, of course, West Torrens Birkalla's leading goal scorer. He's in the mix for that Golden Boot Award for the RA8 NPLSA. So this is exactly what West Adelaide
did not
wanted. Yeah. They looked like they were starting to build a bit of momentum, West Torrens Birkalla, just in a couple of minutes, just maybe a little bit too comfortable where West Adelaide is concerned in possession up in that upper third, and here they come back again. Conway, he doesn't seem to be bothered by that earlier groin complaint at the moment. Here he comes in to find Blackwood. And that time that ball just a little bit too long for Dylan Klassen-Thomas.
And Burks did something that Playford did to them last week, and they scored early. Stav will want this. Now, Westies did not want to concede an early goal, but, you know, they do like to chase the teams down, and they have the ability, as do Burks. But, like I said, this Fortress just got to be, don't want to concede goals early. You know, what can you do about it? Sharpen up defensively, track your midfield runners, look after that ball a bit more, be a bit more patient. But if you're going to play forward, do it with real authority and be very precise.
Hope to bang it forward that time, and Max Mivanich is doing his best to be a little bit of a nuisance to the West Torrens Birkalla defenders, but it won't be enough. Now, Soitakani has broken loose. Blackwood is lurking in the middle again. Just don't able to open up enough space. Gets the player off his feet. There comes the cross, and it's dealt with off the head of one of the West Adelaide players, but not completely out of danger yet. Here's Matsumoto. Slips it through to Klassen-Thomas. Takes a little deflection on the way. Looked like George Blackwood was the target. So we said it before, just looking very confident on the ball when they're that high up, aren't they?
Yeah, and like if you just saw that play then, Takani, he knew that he was in an offside position. He just let it go, and then as soon as the defender picked up the ball, he re-engaged, stole that ball, and just created something out of absolutely nothing. So Burks are very dangerous going forward. Westies have to be better. If you can't keep it simple, change the point, go back to your goalkeeper, keep possession, just don't muck around with it because they will punish you.
Ryan Yates will take this off his right foot. Just goes beyond the back post, and Klassen-Thomas gets ahead to it, but not any real purchase. Maybe he'll get another go here. He's got to back up in Alan Welsh, but eventually it goes out, and it will be a West Torrens Birkalla throw-in by the looks of it. It will.
Could it be a delap throw? A lot of teams have been employing this.
I have been seeing it a bit this year. Well, the players are, you called it, they're going deep just on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's not a bad one. Welsh goes up and caused a little bit of a concern for Jackson O'Donnell again.
Excellent reflex save.
Takes a deflection after Yates released it. Very well bit. Vidmardo under pressure and sort of off balance to eventually control it. It's Welsh.
It's better by Stam winning that ball. Yeah.
We're talking about Soitakani a moment ago. We're talking about the age of the West Torrens Birkalla side. Well, for some of the players, you could probably make the argument that some of the most smart players seem to be in that 11. Soitakani just very, very clever. Like, there's something about these overseas players.
Yeah.
That they just bring a game sense that seems to, just be something that even the best guys locally maybe don't quite have. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, possibly. Look, it all starts with your feet, and all these international players actually have excellent feet. They move their bodies one way.
Diego on the ball now, another example. Sorry to interrupt.
So they move their bodies one way, and they're sometimes the defenders in Australia, we're not as technically gifted as those are overseas. That's one part of the game that I know that Football SA do work on, because I have seen it. So, you know, I'll stop talking for a second.
Ivanic. Vidmar gets his head to it. Now it's with Jared Clark, who calmly and composedly picks out Yoho Matsumoto.
Yeah, so technically, that point, all players that stand out, sometimes they're not the quickest, but they just use the ball and they position themselves very, very well. So all the young children watching at the game and at home, you can always watch and learn, you know.
On the topic of what you said about some of the players that are coming through FSA's program, you only have to look as far as last night to see some of the players that what they're doing with Adelaide United. Everyone's talking about Nestori Irankunda and Mo Toure at the moment. They're making their mark overseas. So, you know, maybe we are slowly seeing that technical side develop, but I think that it takes a little bit of time for that culture to completely take over. And when you got Brazilians and, you know, European players, I think that's the sort of level that we want to eventually get to.
Yeah, look, FFSA Football South Australia, they do spend considerable amount of time. You know, I know Richie Elegich emphasises a lot on building technical skills. You want players that can be able to play in lots of different positions.
Another chance there momentarily for West Adelaide. Now they're just trying to pick up the loose ball. It's West Adelaide that gets there first, and they'll look to mount something else again. Seem to be hurrying it along, don't they? Actually, it's cleared out by West Torrens Birkalla.
A little bit better then. Westies are trying to get players in the box. Just got to get that delivery in. Yeah, you got one of your biggest players taking the throw in, unless he can throw it a long way, which he probably can, Banjack. So.
Well, there's no white shirts anywhere within maybe 25 yards of him. So let's see what he's got. It's not a bad throw again. Didn't quite manage to get it under control that time, did Diego. West Torrens Birkalla just struggling a little bit, played out of their defensive third. Actually, it's attempted a chip ball, but it doesn't seem to come off. Now West Torrens Birkalla has managed to find Zarkani, who went to Conway, but West Adelaide win it back again, and now they go all the way back to Jackson O'Donnell. So West Torrens Birkalla had a couple of minutes of controlling possession high, and West Adelaide seemed to be just trying to win back a little bit of momentum.
You just saw a prime example there when they were playing out from the back. When Burks do it, they're cleaner. Westies, deflection. So there's things that you can easily sharpen up. A lot of it happens, at training. You could smooth all this out. How loud are the voices out there? How switched on are all the players? How much are they ready to go? So, yeah, everything's fixable. So we'll just see how this game plays out for the rest of the time. But Burks have started well, but lots of time to go. Only 19 minutes gone.
And Janto decides to take it for a little bit of run. Blackwood's the option on the inside, but he chooses Conway. He manages to get himself out of a corner. Still Conway. That's the body very well utilised by Diego on that occasion to cut him out. Now will West Adelaide be a little bit more patient? No, they choose to go direct, and Maxim Ivanic has a little bit of a fight against the very clever Yoho Matsumoto.
I was thinking yesterday when I had the fortunate, I was thinking I was going to be with you calling the game today. I was thinking, terrible weather and all this, and I was thinking of RAA.
Chat to a local who knows you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. And of course, we thank RAA, proud supporters of Football South Australia and the RAA National Premier League South Australia. Theo, you only came on board this year, but how quickly we've made a commentator out of you.
Not really. Furthest thing from, really. But it's important to Talbs and I he raised the I'm a silver medal member last year, and I beat him with the gold membership. So yeah, support the locals, support RAA, like you support your football clubs, people.
I'll tell you what else, I've been enjoying the 10-cent discount on the fuel as of late as well.
Absolutely. I go around grounds also and talk about HPG State League 1. Currently, after 23 minutes, Adelaide victory 2-0 up against Eastern United. South Adelaide are 1-0 up against Salisbury, and Blue Eagles and Fulham are 0-0. All after 23 minutes. The RAA NPL is all 0-0 except for this fixture here.
West Adelaide, West Torrens Birkalla showing off their passing prowess as Conway breaks through a shot. Stopped by Jackson O'Donnell. It's played straight to his hands, and I've got to thank David Grant, a friend of both of ours, for pointing out an interesting stat in the lead up to this game. Apparently West Torrens Birkalla are the only team that haven't scored from outside the 18-yard box.
Well, let's hope Stav's listening to this. And look, I think the way they play, Stav, they're very measured. They choose the right passes. But there's always a time for a shot outside the box. But maybe he thinks the quality with Soy getting the ball in the box, Dylan Clarkson Thomas, Conway, Welshie is probably the higher percentage of scoring from inside the box. So, and he's second. What do we know?
Yeah, that's the big story out of there. They're second on the ladder at the moment, so I wouldn't try to change too much, but an interesting stat nonetheless. And you mentioned Soy Sarkani as well, the leading assist maker in this competition as well. So, I mean, we saw how quickly they can build up West Torrens Birkalla, and when they're confident and passing crisply and quickly, it's no surprise really that they can set themselves up for the odd tap in. I'm sure, as you said, Stav will be perfectly content with that.
Yeah, he would. I mean, he wouldn't have been happy to see Mr. Mullins' goal of the year contender last year, but last week. But yeah, there is merit to shooting from outside the box. But yeah.
Cut out by Yoho Matsumoto. He employs some fancy footwork in finding Dylan Klassen-Thomas. Goes back to Jared Clark, the Fijian international. Yates.
Probably could have changed the point, man. Very calmly done by Tsoi.
Blackwood picks out Conway. Dribbles it into a little bit of space and he finds Dylan Klassen-Thomas in a ton of it. Sarkani, the Greek/Albanian, evading his Brazilian counterpart.
Yeah, just like I said, that weighted ball delivery over the top to Blackwood. You see Dylan Klassen-Thomas, he inverts and then allows Yohai. They're very inventive, very fluid the way they go forward. Stav's done an exceptional job. You know, people forget a lot about the impact of coaches. These boys have been coached very, very well. I know it's not even halfway through the year, but sometimes people forget to give credit to the coaches. Even the coaches that are towards the bottom haven't been doing a bad job, but maybe their luck or they think, but Stav's just managed to got a good player mix, supported by the club, clearly knows what he's doing, got a good coaching group as well. So it's nice to see when everything comes together.
Well, it came with them on that ride up from State League 1, and the playing group's been growing as Yates sends it in. Jackson O'Donnell gets fingertips to it and it goes over. It'll be now a corner from the other side. Yeah, so they've been building this group over time, and I think the last time I saw West Torrens Birkalla call one of their games was against Comets. It may have been round 2, and they got the win in that game. I think it might have been 2-0. But even since that game, I could say the sharpness with which they're playing at the moment, they've just continued to build, and they're looking very impressive at the moment.
Well, you chuck in Vidmar and Clarkey as your two centre-backs. You know, with Harpus, you've got defensive stability right there. So, you know, it does help with your recruiting, absolutely, but you've got to coach, and you've got to coach correctly. And you can see his DNA football that the Birks play. So keep on enjoying it. We're enjoying the football. We like goals. We don't like 0-0s. Very gutsy then by Westies and Diego. Just that sharpness. You know how I said about that playing out of that back, being a bit more effective, choosing your passes a bit better. Now's your time to.
Kashav Shrestha goes down after a tackle from Yates, and he gets one back from Maxim Ivanic. The free kick will go the way of West Torrens Birkalla.
Yeah, KK wouldn't have liked to have lost that ball then. He prides himself on looking after that ball, so he'll be beating himself up for that, but get back up, Keshev, and do it again.
He came back into the side. He was one of the 2 changes for West Adelaide's starting 11 this game, and he's got 2 goals to his name so far this season. What can they build now, West Adelaide? He finds Stamp, and this is going to be a free kick the way of West Adelaide. How are they from the spot?
I can't say because I've only seen them play a couple of times. They're quite inventive. Diego clearly can take a free kick.
Yes, Diego will be the man to convert from here. Sorry.
And in State League 1, I saw Connor Goal, and I think he could take a free kick. But they used to have a South African boy last year who would take an amazing free kick. So, but he's left. So I can't remember his name. Anyway, it'll come to me at home when I don't need to say his name. But yeah, they do have people that can take free kicks.
I think Diego might have scored from the spot against Metro Stars.
Okay.
Possibly. Let's see what he can create here, though.
If you look at the back post, they've got a bit of tall timber there. Banjak, Ivanic, Fabrizio.
Stam's got plenty of height behind him as well. Sent in, and it's Vidmar, I think, who's had it found first from West Torrens Birkalla. Run up the field from Diego, but
yeah,
just away the free in the process. Sorry.
Yeah, there were 3 people at the back there just waiting. Just needed to be a little bit heavier, that delivery. Just a bit short from Diego there.
Yeah, it's playing a couple little games, which I was enjoying watching there. He eventually steps off and says, Jared Clark can be the man to take this, and Matsumoto breaks on that right-hand side and let it bounce, and they win up. I was going to say, why did he leave it to let it bounce? But they win a throwing up high. Now it's Sarkani. Evades the 2 West Adelaide players and
outside of the foot, as you do.
Picks out Antijanto beautifully. Blackwood now. And Antijanto goes back to him. Now it's with Conway, who set up for the cross. There it comes, but there's no one to get there. On that occasion, I think Sarkani's the usual man that's drifting in around that post.
Yeah, see, Sarkani came out to the wing, and then Dylan saw that Toy was out, so he went into 9. So, like I said, coaching 101. You know, the boys are very well drilled in what positions they go, so it's good to see. Unfortunately, the pass there, and they'll probably cut that up for Mr. Conway. Clips and just said, okay, this is what we need better. But he's human. It's better.
They seem like they have to have a bit of a rush of playing it out, though, don't they? West Adelaide now taking a Santos. D'Oliveira very composed, but under a bit of pressure. Conway now. O'Donnell defends, and West Adelaide can go back to trying to play this out of their back third.
Yeah, quite often playing the ball out of defence is fraught with lots of caution, especially with some really poor passes. But you know, Jackson made a really good save for the Westies to keep them keep the 1-0 scoreline. As we say that we a whole heap of wafting smells from the charcoal barbecue drift across the stadium.
That happens here, doesn't it? We both got our little snack before we started. As soon as I was on this game, that was the plan, thinking about lunch, and you reached out to me and said, can I jump on West Adelaide with you? And were you thinking the same thing? You were thinking about the barbecue that was going to be awaiting you today.
All my decisions rotate around food. I'm Greek after all, especially charcoal.
Well, we've got all the games pretty condensed today. All of round 10 of the RA8 National Premier League South Australia playing out this afternoon. So there's a 5 o'clock kickoff at FK Beergrad, I believe, and a 5:15 at TK Shutter Reserve. So if you're feeling like dashing across town, there's another game to check out. But other than that, a little bit of a packed schedule due to the Friday night games being rescheduled as a result of Adelaide United.
And all games currently are Sturt Lions playing at home against Croydon, and they are 0-0. Playford, Adelaide City 0-0. This game here, and Para Hills, Adelaide United Youth are 0-0. And Salisbury United season just continues getting worse, unfortunately. They are 2-0 down after the 34th minute. After the 34th minute against South Adelaide in the HPG State League 1.
Just to go back to RAA NPLSA though, Para Hills, that 1-1 draw against West Adelaide last week, all tied up at the moment against Adelaide United Youth. They'll probably be happy with the start that they've got. I mean, there's a lot of game to be played yet, but any bit of positivity, they'll be hoping to latch onto at the moment, wouldn't they? Yeah,
well, they survived, I think, on the last day last year, and they can start banking some points up, and you actually never know what can happen. But you take a point, even though you're playing at home. You want to win though, start winning, getting some wins, because everyone's getting further away.
Janto sends it in, and little header just beyond the back post from Alan Welsh, and Jackson O'Donnell will comfortably claim it again. Now how will they play it out from the back this time? West Adelaide having a little bit of a tough time of it in the last instance. Goes central to Diego. For Fabrizio back to Diego. Having a little bit of space in the middle, just trying to open up West Torrens Colour, and in doing so, opens up a little bit of space on the right-hand side. Long ball comes in. Will Stam get ahead to it? Just breezes over him and goes to Yohei Matsumoto.
He was calling for it a little bit early over the top. Unfortunately, Burke's defence are very well organised and didn't allow that ball to go over the top. They were positioned very well.
The Brazilian Tiago dos Santos de Oliveira goes back.
Yeah, but he had the ball down here. He could have played the simple ball, but changed the point, moved the defence around. I'll stop talking.
Ivanic ends up offloading it, despite getting a little bit tied up with his feet, it looked like for a moment, but Keshav Shrestha picks out a nice opportunity to do a shot, but not on target in the end.
Yeah, his mum won't give him gift feathers tonight. He's going to have to go to McDonald's drive-thru.
McFlurry it is.
Yeah, his brothers are going to get the food tonight if he doesn't score any goals.
Well, there's plenty of time to do something about that if he wants dinner.
Yeah.
Harper sends it long. Looks like it's going to be Klassen Thomas. No, it goes over him to Toi Tarkani. Flicks it back to Yohei Matsumoto. Back to Yates, who looked like he was trying to put in the path of Tarkani, but ends up at the feet of Dobrovolsky. I said at the start of the game that I was going to get his name wrong, and I haven't yet.
You haven't. You've done it better.
What's that we say about commentators, Curse?
You're a professional. You practiced it before, got it wrong before, but perfect now.
Blackwood finds Andy Janto. Klassen Thomas, Sarkani, they're just floating in. Goes to Conway.
Quite often saying in teaching is practice makes perfect, and I don't believe, sort of. I think perfect practice makes perfect.
That's a good point. That is a good point. One of the trickiest pronunciation moments of my life came when I was emceeing a game for Garn Kilburn's under-18s, and I got a team sheet in front of me, and I just proceeded to have a panic attack.
Yeah.
As Clark just tries to get a pass. Ivanic does, but it goes out in doing so. Yeah, so we get some tricky names along the way, but we do our best.
Yeah, we do. And that's a beautiful part about our wonderful country. We welcome lots of people from lots of diverse backgrounds with lots of different names. I mean, Greek names are as long as an alphabet. So
I've got to say, though, at least they're said how they're written, though, which is handy.
Unless you come into a Cypriot name sometimes. They take letters off, add letters, make sounds. Yeah.
West Torrens Birkalla get the touch, but now maybe a chance from distance for West Adelaide, although it takes a deflection on the way in.
Bit better from Westies there. But a sustained... Oh, okay. Just about to say something good.
Clark clears it to Sarkani. He just heads it on to Klassen Thomas, who wants it again, but here's Blackwood. Klassen Thomas is making a run down the middle. And he goes to ground just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Tom Brinkworth very quickly waves that off.
That decision was made within 2 meters. That referee positioning was spot on. Forget VAR, he was in perfect position. Now, was it the right decision? We have to assume it was. So, guys, just play with the ref's decision. You ain't going to change it. It's done.
It's very fascinating because sometimes we share our commentary area with the ref coaches and some experienced ones as they watch on, and they don't take their decisions lightly. They take their approach and their positioning on field and everything very, very seriously. So, it is sometimes easy for us to make an observation from distance and assume it's correct, but even on ground level, things look very, very different down there. The pace of the game is a lot more intense.
It's a dynamic game. Things can happen. Quite often, and Richie Allegich said this once to me once when I was coaching from the sideline. He said, Theo, just as your children, they watch your movements as a coach. So you're going there reacting to a referee so just be careful what you do. Everyone's human out there. Everyone's trying their best. So just allow the game to go, and then, everything works out. Now, I know the heat of the things, some things can happen, but, just allow the referees to do it. They're human. And even VAR gets things wrong.
Ball will come in, goes against the Harpers, just ahead of that back post. He claims it on the second touch. One of the things that impresses me, because we watch so many games from an elevated position a bit further back, once you do get on the edge of the ground, and you know this from being on the coaching bench, just the speed is so much more intense.
Yeah.
And you're glancing everywhere quickly. The judgment of the refs is something that really impresses me.
Yeah, I mean, State League 1, you know, the physicality is there, and the technical skills and tactical skills are evident in every game. But in NPL, they've got everything: power, speed, technical, tactical. Not always, but on most occasions, you know, that's what you do see. And the decision making, they've already made the decision when they've got the ball, and it looks very smooth. So.
And then you're on, if you ever pitch side during an A-League game, it's just another level all over again. Things are just coming quicker, passes crisper, everyone just sharper.
Like a basketball game, it's a lot of transition stuff.
It is, yeah. The physicality, you can just see it up close, it's that much more intense. As Yates goes to ground, and now it's West Adelaide on the attack. Connor Golan, he's got the West Torrens Birkalla players chasing him and tried to slip it through to his runner and Ali Muradi, but halted in the process.
Connor Golan at that stage should have just listened to David Grant and had a shot from outside the box.
I'm with you. I think probably generally speaking, we're talking about how West Torrens Birkalla have that stat of not scoring from outside the 18-yard box, and if you don't need to, you don't have to shoot from there. But I think in some instances, players do maybe overcook it when you could just go for it early. I was watching you with Ian Wright once, and he said, strike early, go for it, catch him off guard. What do you got to lose? Yeah,
if you think about it, the goalkeeper's actually moving back sharply, and sometimes they're not moving forward, so they're moving back sharply. So there is always space above their heads in the far corners, or goalkeepers hate diving on the ground. So hitting, low and hard can always go in as well. So don't be afraid to have a shot. We like it as commentators.
Harpers bombs it long, and Klassen Thomas judges it well. He's Yohi Matsumoto. Goes back to Klassen Thomas, who sends it goalward, but only as far as the West Adelaide defender managed to clear. But now it's back with West Torrens Birkalla trying to build as Yates goes to ground. Now it will be a free kick for them.
Yeah, I think Keshev, like I said, the referee's positioning was probably about 4 or 5 metres away. He perfect vision of that, and Yates did get contact. Is that considered a shot there? No, I think that's a pass.
I was actually looking down as that happened, but I looked up and saw the ball not really moving at enough pace to threaten everyone, and very wide. So,
yeah, I think he thought Yates thought Conway was just about to get through, and he just put his head down and played that through ball. But Conway was walking backwards, unfortunately.
So 1-0 the way of West Torrens Birkalla, still on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions.
Well broken up by Connor.
Tried to just play that ball into the path to create an opportunity there for West Torrens Birkalla, but it's dealt with. So probably in the lead up to this goal was when we saw the most dominance from either side, I think, and that was from West Torrens Birkalla. But since then it's been probably fairly evenly matched moments for both sides, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I think Berks have had better moments. Let's not take that away from Berks. But I think Westies have had a bit more of a balance as well. Played the ball out from the back a couple more times better as well. As we say that, as Berks go forward.
That time, Dylan Klassen Thomas looks like he was happy to let the defender get a touch on it and take the throw in. Matsumoto takes probably the shortest throw we've seen so far today. Diego dribbles into a bit of space and safety, and now it's Max Mivanic who just made a bit of a meal of that ball down the line.
That weight of that ball just needed to be, look how much beautiful space he had. He just needed to hit that. It was on his left foot as well. He had that natural swing. Unfortunately, it just didn't hit that weight. He'll learn from that. He won't make that same mistake again. And if he does, the coach will let him know about it.
Won by Tyrese Conway, and this could be something for West Torrens Birkalla. Blackwood, he spots Klassen Thomas and chooses him. Not sure if that was a ball for Tuisar Kani, but Ended up leaving it now to West Adelaide.
Keep the ball moving. Good move.
Walder looks out Diego in space. He looks up, flicks it across. A bit of a chance here. I think that was maybe one of those instances where you maybe could have justified a shot a little bit earlier. It just gave time for West Torrens Birkalla to track back and assess the situation a little bit more.
Yeah, I just copped a bit of grief from the old goalkeeper Westies coach. He said, well, if goalkeepers don't like diving on the ground, they shouldn't be goalkeepers. And he added a couple of expletives there. Thank you very much, Robson. But obviously someone's listening to our commentary.
I mean, he's not wrong.
yeah, I understand. I see what he's saying, but you know,
to quote Roy Keane, it's their job.
They're special people, the goalkeepers. They like to be they think they're the best.
Goalkeepers Union.
Yes, the Goalkeepers Union. They look after themselves.
Getting closer. I think we much. What does your time clock say there?
43rd minute, but that was an excellent move by Westies then. Nice ball into the box. Ivanic finished, just couldn't get over the top of it. Just disappointing, but looked a lot better.
O'Donnell sends it central to Diego. Back with it again after the 1-2, and Walder. Good initial touch from Shrestha, but dealt with a little bit of physical gusto along the way.
It was clever. He used momentum. Everything was going there. Look at that referee position. Literally was right there. Waited to see if an advantage. Did the right thing. Stop questioning the umpires, guys. Stop questioning the referees. Let them go. Put the ball in the back of the net, and then that does all the answering that you need.
That's true. You can't deny goals, can you? Diego, this is a little bit far out of his range, you'd imagine, although he may give it a try. Plenty of players running in, and it curls in. Harpus parries it away. Golden got a touch, but won it back. Eventually there's a little bit of a exchange. Was that Conway that maybe copped a bit of a unfortunate knock while he was leapfrogging him?
Yeah, I think so. Quite unfortunate. It's a football collision. A bit more of an update just before we go into the halftime. We're 45th minute here, going to the red time in State League 1, HPG State League 1. Adelaide victory of 4-0 up against Eastern United. Salisbury a 2-0 down against South Adelaide. And in the RAA NPL, there are no other goals in any fixture. Lucky for us.
Lucky for us. It is, of course, round 10 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia. Chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. Stam looks up and sees Maxim Ivanic. The players in yellow and black are flocking back, and here's Walder who came for support. On the way to collect it, he had his hands out, not happy with the service he was given. Yeah. There goes that whistle. Was there any additional time in that one?
Well, they played 46 minutes. So
just the one.
Minute. One goal, 1 minute.
So that sole goal coming from George Blackwood off the corner. Pretty even game, still anyone's at the moment. We're going to have a short little break, can come back for the second half. Simon Jimenez, Marlonis with you. West Adelaide, West Torrens Birkalla from Kilburn Sportsplex in round 10 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia.
Half-time up in Elizabeth to play for the Patriots, Adelaide City, in the State League 1, half-time, Blue Eagles, Fulham United, South Adelaide Panthers 2, defeating Salisbury United, and Adelaide Atletico 4, defeating Eastern United, in the 45th of there.
G'day, Hamish here, reminding you everyone has a right to get home safe. There's no text, lost snack, backseat argument or hair emergency that's worth taking your eyes off the road for a moment. This is going to sound crazy, but not even a French fry. Keep your eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, and choose not to drive when you're tired, upset or under the influence. Pull over if you need to. And why not take a sec to pledge to drive so others survive? But again, later, when you get home.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
With RAA, proud sponsors of the RAA NPLSA, as Christoph Panendas wins that header. Here's Tabaris. It's a touch, but eventually pulled by Vidmar. And French hits it again! French with the volley that Harvest could not save. Side in France, Mullen hits one from distance, and it's in! Mullen with a screamer! Absolute rolley from Mullen.
Goal of the week for sure.
Who has probably just gone and won the game for Playford in the 92nd minute.
Tirabona, and it's in the bottom right corner. Captain Fantastic Aladdin Irabona puts his side ahead late in this clash, and are they on their way to 3 points for the first time this season. You didn't know which way it was going to go, who was going to take it, but you knew the final action was going to be the ball in the...
Just trying to calm things down at the moment after that. Lapse in concentration. Ball over the top here for Stam. Will get there first. Will Riley Stam, and he'll chip in brilliantly. At the club of his youth, Riley Stam scoring the first in this one. And what a finish.
I think the thing that most people don't realise about being a referee is how much we train. We often train twice a week as a group. Then we have coaching sessions where we go through videos and look back at past few weeks. And then any of the outside of training stuff that we do, like our gym work and watching matches back and all that. All the extra time outside of match days are the big things for us. What makes it more than just blowing a whistle is understanding football and all the different layers of football, and then adding on top of that we then have to be impartial and understand the emotion of football, and then find that balance between understanding the emotion and then understanding the laws. I've had a few grand finals that I've been lucky to be a part of, and in those kind of games with the crowds and the energy, I can just tell that the football match that's going on is so entertaining, and that I'm lucky to have one of the best seats in the house for it.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
So the Youth Club Championship, we've designed a structure where the under 13s, under 14s, under 15s and 16s all compete together as one club. They'll play at the same venue, they'll play one after each other. It allows the technical director to be at the venue to help educate and look after the coaches, and also there's a focus on player development.
Players are now knowing where they are at and the pathway to follow each year. If they continue with the YCC, they should be in a position where they can go into senior football. It's a lot clearer around the steps they need to take to keep tracking as a player.
We've created an additional YCC training session or seminar night. All the players involved had the opportunity to do an extra additional skills session development plan, and we had Adrian Stanter coming in to talk about how to become a more professional player from a younger age.
The fact that as a club we are investing heavily in the juniors to ensure that we're putting those tools in place that the YCC is wanting from us, that's certainly bringing around some benefits to the club and to junior development across the board.
Everyone's trying to obtain points for their club, but also with a strong focus on how do we create a competition where players can play against like players.
The one thing I have noticed is it's been a bit more focused on getting the balance right. So, you know, trying to keep the best teams playing against each other throughout the entire year and not having this big disparity between one team or another, one club or another.
So what it has allowed us to do is have quality games every week, which has benefited the competition and given the girls a chance to sort of understand what it's like to play at that elite level. While development is a good focus, the YCC does bring out the aspect of results as well, which helps find that balance for players to transition to senior football.
So I think with the YCC structure now in place, there's become a better level. And with a better level, there's been higher intensity within our sessions, and that's allowed for greater development in terms of a player, technically, tactically, and that's given them the best chance to keep improving their game.
Yeah, look, I think there's certainly brought around a lot of excitement to the club on YCC Day. The club's buzzing, a lot of the parents and players really enjoy seeing the kids play, and what is really now an elite pathway in junior football in our state.
Something that resonated with me right on the onset was about connecting a budding footballer with the right coach with the right club, and the right club being part of the right football environment. So the YCC tells me that this has been a fantastic implementation by Football South Australia.
things back out on the park. West Adelaide for the West Torrens, Birkalla.
Welcome back for the second half. It's round 10 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia. Kilburn Sportsplex hosting West Adelaide and West Torrens Birkalla. Just one goal in the first half. That one was scored by George Blackwood. Simon Jimenez, Theo Marlonis on the call tonight. Theo, your read on the first half?
Yeah, Burks had better first chances, better created chances, scored their first goal. Westies created probably their best chance towards the end of the half. Burks probably did deserve to go in at half-time, 1-0. Westies are known for coming hard. Well, yeah, let's see how they go. Cause Burks have got a big game, FFA Cup this week, so let's see how Stav manages the squad and if he makes any changes early, and might give Westies a window. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah, that was the chat we were having just before we came back online, which was a Tuesday fixture. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 sleeps before they have to be back at it again against Fulham United. And although they're part of the HPG Homes State League 1, they're going to be no pushover, especially at home at West Beach. So, yeah, maybe those changes you noticed, Stav having a bit of a word to the bench a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Anything can happen. Let's see how this 45 goes.
Back underway. West Torrens Birkalla kick us off. And it goes back to Jared Clark via Ryan Yates. And Janto finds Blackwood. Yates struggles to get a foot to that one, but they retain. Jared Clark coming out of position to render a little bit of assistance. Ends up with Alan Welsh, who sends it long. Should fall to the head of Sonny. It doesn't. It's one of the West Adelaide defenders, and eventually they clear the loose ball. Yates again sends it back in. Connor Golan under a little bit of a pressure, and he manages to find a little bit of help on that left-hand side.
Yeah, you see when Burke's in tight spaces, they do their combination play in small tight spaces are really good. Obviously, the boys have had a lot of rondos growing up, and they're really good in to keep possession in tight spaces.
And Welsh just helping Diego de Santos de Oliveira go to ground. Here comes across from West Adelaide. Jared Clark fluffs that a little bit, but West Adelaide unable to really capitalise. Now it's Maxim Ivanic that's in pursuit, but George Blackwood got a touch on it. No, it must have been. No, he did. He was just trying to play games with us.
Yeah, the linesman was a little bit unsure, but the referee had a good saw it and gave it to Burks.
Tom Brinkworth, our referee today, assisted by Joshua Britbeck and Dan Sertoy. Andy Janto will throw this in. A little bit of a battle between Blackwood and Barati. West Adelaide come away with it.
Keshev likes it.
Ivanic. And now we're all locked up. 1-1. West Adelaide find their equaliser very early in the second half. And yeah, I think we've got a bit of a game on our hands.
Yeah, I did, because silly me forgot to start the timer. I was excited there, so I think we've been about a minute in. Keshev loved being in that situation. It was a great combination play on their right wing. Kesh burst forward, beautiful ball into Ivanic, stayed calm, played it past Harpers, 1-1 after 1 minute. How's that?
You mentioned the calmness in that build-up, and I think that's maybe something that we did see over the first minute or so of that as well. Even when West Adelaide were playing it out from the back, just a little bit more calm than we probably saw them during the first half. But now West Torrens Birkalla may look to respond by dialing up the intensity a bit. You mentioned their short passing game. If they manage to sort of implement that, then the way they did in the lead up to that goal in the first half, it could become a bit of a problem for West Adelaide. But all locked up now, 1-1 on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. What will the next 43 or so minutes bring?
Well, I think that Westie's coach would have wanted a response, and would want, to let's go show everybody this fortress that Theo and Simon were talking about, and then theoretically they've come out and they've done that. So let's see if this continues.
Another cross comes in from West Adelaide, and it was Ali Barati that went up to try get on the end of it, but it goes out. It will be a goal kick. Now, we were talking briefly as well about the cup game that will happen midweek for West Torrens Birkalla. So will we see some changes just to give some of the key players a little bit of a rest? On the bench for West Torrens Birkalla, we've got Jonathan Dorigo, Zachariah Abdullahi, Alex Sakonis, Chris Christophilos and Amir Ibrahim. What did I miss there?
It's just there was Luca Fabrizio played the ball into Riley / in between Maxim as well. And they were both indecisive of who would, if actually one of them went for the ball, they possibly could have got that ball. So you didn't miss too much because nothing happened.
West Torrens Birkalla, just for a moment there, looked like they were trying to build a little bit of an attack, if not for maybe a little bit of an accidental touch of the heel of Dylan Classen Thomas. Now it's West Adelaide coming forward with a little bit more confidence, I think it must be said, than what we saw in the first half following that equaliser.
Well, Stav would have not liked to concede an early goal. He would have liked to gone through his subs. I reckon Chris Christopoulos will come on quite soon. And maybe even Jonathan Diorigo, I don't know. I don't have Stav's very smart football mind, but yeah, we'll see how time pans out. He has to have an eye on what's going to happen, but you take your eye off the ball. I think Westies will be sniffing some blood here.
Diego slips it away, and then it's a bit of a shot from distance.
Well done by Riley. He made some space. Thought instead of going across the goalkeeper, he tried to go front post, but Harper just gently watched that ball go out.
Well, we said in the first half that maybe sometimes the players need to have a bit of a wriggle on and have a little bit of a crack a little bit earlier, and he did that on that occasion. Goes wide in that instance, but can't fault the thought.
No, I like the way Westies have started off the second half. They've probably lifted their game by 10%. Burks are down by 10%, and that's the difference so far. Effort.
Classen Thomas manages to beat two, but the third wins it, and
that's the third lost ball as well.
Someone collecting those on the back pitch or what?
I haven't parked my car there, so I can't take them home. Hopefully my car's parked miles away. That's a David Grant move. So park your car miles away anywhere next to a ground. So
yeah, it only takes one Balmapore clearance through your windscreen to teach that lesson. Yeah, famously when David Grant called one of those happening, he drives a Beamer too. I'm sure those windscreens aren't cheap.
Yeah. I think I've said that in every single commentary game so far, so it's something that's always stuck with me. Fear of car front screen. Windscreen O'Brien's. I think Windscreen O'Brien's, or what's the other company? Instant Windscreen. You can feel free to go and support the local game. And
that's right. Support your locals, including RAA. Chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. 1-1 the score on the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. George Blackwood looked to try charge through, but it's Sarkani who releases a shot, hits the crossbar, not out of danger yet. Now West Adelaide eventually managed to clear and open up a chance of their own. Well, once again, trying the shot early. Maybe that was a bit of a message for it to stem at half-time. Don't hesitate, go for it.
Yeah, I think they listened to us pre-game and about what David Grant said about Burks. He had a shot from outside the box. Could have been 2 goals of the year then. Sawyer with a great shot. An excellent ball by Ivanic. Beautiful weight. Riley saw a snippet, went for a chip just wide. Loved the start of this second half.
Although that was one piece of advice from us, just have a shot. I wouldn't take every little bit of tactical advice from us. But
no. Maybe eating advice.
Yeah, that's it. We can tell you where to get a good feed at a local game. Here's Ryan Yates who clears it. Sakani should get a touch, and he tried to flick it into the path of George Blackwood, but ends up being neatly collected by Ali Murati, who has it back again, and he picks out Golan. Murati again, bit of time to weigh up his options, and he chooses Stam, who seemed plenty of it so far in this initial 5 minutes since the break, hasn't he?
Yeah, look, you can actually see that the coach's words, either said softly or loudly, have made a difference. So well done, coaching group. You've got a response from the boys. Boys want to do something. They've got to continue doing that because this Burks group will not go away.
Burks managed to win it in a tight space and eventually come away from that with a free kick.
Yeah, I think that's Taconis and Diorigo warming up.
I did spot Diorigo having a little bit of a chat just before half-time, so it's a bit of a prediction for someone that may come on. How late will it be, though? Again, keeping in mind that Tuesday night fixture against Fulham United. Classon Thomas goes to Blackwood. Tried to slip it back to Classon Thomas, who gets another little touch. Jackson O'Donnell has to dive to gather it, but didn't seem overly concerned about that.
Yeah. Love when the winger goes 1v1 and instead of going out wide, takes the comes inside. That's a good ball by Keshev.
DeJanto goes back to Harpus and he in turn clears it. Eventually it's Blackwood that wins it. Well, he goes to ground now. We're talking about the Australia Cup. The last round, the last match of this round of quarterfinals happening Tuesday, so get around that one. Will be happening at West Beach. A bit of an earlier kickoff, 6:45. Of course, a couple of surprise results with Cobras getting the win over Para Hills and Cumberland getting that win over Adelaide City. So we know that two HPG Homes State League 1 sides will be in the semis. So that's a bit of an exciting prospect there, isn't it?
Well, great for the State League 1 clubs. Not so good for the NPL clubs. But that's the beauty of the Cup. Yeah, people in Australia love watching the FA Cup and the upsets along the way. That's what FFA Cup is doing here, and love it. I'd love to see it expand to the women's game. But let's see what can happen.
Ball comes in from Yates, but it goes over everyone waiting for it in the middle. I think it's a matter of time before we see the women's game adopt that. There seems to be an appetite for it. It seems to be something we're talking about more and more this year as well. Have you noticed that too?
Yeah, absolutely. And going that, just being updated, the ground announcer. Croydon 2, Sturt Lions 0. 2 goals in 4 minutes by Croydon away from home. And Para Hills scored just before, Adelaide United Youth scored just before halftime, and they lead 1-0 against Para Hills away from home. On the RAA NPL live update.
Conway just trying to scramble that to win it just on the edge of the 18-yard box. West Adelaide clear it long. Maximilic fighting to win it, but Vidmar doing the goods under a lot of pressure there, and he clears it to Andy Janto, who beats 3, gets a tug on the back of the shirt, and it's no surprise here that Tom Brinkworth has a yellow card in his hand, but that little, was it perhaps a little bit of a kick? Stam may even mean it could be a little bit more than a yellow card.
Yeah, the boys just need to calm down and just calm down. And the Janto's down. He's the one that should be complaining about stuff, but everyone just needs to just take a chill pill. I think Yates is pulling Taikani away. Westie's boys are pulling D'Oliveira away.
34 years of age, Nathan Andy Janto, and he's very experienced. I've heard from multiple people he's one of those players that can really get under the skin of his opponents. And it was interesting just watching that. He's just on the ground waiting for his free kick, not involved with all the fracas that happened. You know, he's won the free kick. It was going to be the yellow card at least. That was out already, and now it's finally shown to Stam.
Yeah.
But maybe a little bit of a moment there for West Torrens Birkalla to, I guess, show a little bit of contrast, a little bit of composure, and maybe rile up West Adelaide.
That's what you want to see. You're putting that West Adelaide top on, or the Burks top on. You want to see some passion, but just needs to be a bit better directed, not ill-directed, you know? It's 50-50 challenges. Riley went for the ball. Unfortunately, it was a bit late. It was a free kick. Just didn't have to continue going with it. And
Mike Smivanic is just still trying to get the final word against Alan Welch at the moment. You know, on the flip side, you want to see a little bit of a pride, but there's a certain point where you're going to sort of get on with it. So you do hope there's no frustration or afters over the couple of minutes. That could, you know, affect West Adelaide adversely, but Tom Brinkworth just taking a moment here to let the temperature cool a little bit.
Welsh will probably say, mate, where do you live? Where do you work? If you need the fire brigade, I ain't coming. So be quiet.
Matsumoto sends the cross in. Goes all over everyone, including Sakani and Conway, who are waiting there. So another little stall in the action before Jackson O'Donnell gets ready to take this goal kick. He gave us that update from Croydon a moment ago, and Croydon, who are they playing again, sorry?
Croydon are playing Sturt Lions away from home.
Sturt Lions, and those two players are in that little group just above West Adelaide. So
Westies would want to draw there.
Yeah, draws the best case scenario for them, but Campbelltown in 9th spot on the live ladder situation, Sturt in 8th, Croydon just above on 7th, FK Beergrad in 6th. FK Beergrad's one of the teams that have the slightly later one, so I mean it's a little bit too early to say, and with all the matches happening concurrently, I don't put too much stock in the live ladder, but just for a little bit of context, West Adelaide, with a win, there is the possibility to climb a couple of spaces, which will be a nice boost for them.
Yeah, Metros would really appreciate a win from Westies today, and a win from for Playford lost today. That's what they would really appreciate.
Yeah, they are within a win of those two top sides, and the fact that Berks and Playford drew last week was best case scenarios. Matsumoto takes Luca Fabrizio for a run. Here comes the cross again. And just too easy for Luka Dobrolovsky to control.
No one deserved to lose that game last week, but that's football sometimes. Keshev is finding a lot of free kicks. He does tend to do that. He'll get up. It's a good ball, good change of point.
Alrighty. Gets cut off, but it still ends up with Ivanic, who gives chase to Vidmar. Finds Soy Sarkani beautifully while on the run and clearing. Soy Sarkani doing a bit of juggling while on the move. He's got 4 players in white in pursuit of him, and somehow it still gets it to Yates in the end. Now it's Klassen Thomas with Yohei Matsumoto coming in on the overlap. Blackwood, Conway and Sarkani all coming in support down the middle.
Just his invention.
Welsh slips it to Klassen Thomas, assesses his options and finds the head of one of his opposite shirt. I believe it was Diego.
Balance, poise, calmness, all of the above. Burke's just about to make 2 subs in the moment, so it'll be interesting to see which 2 come off.
I believe it's Sekonis and Dorigo that are getting ready to come on. In fact, I can tell you it's exactly those 2, and now's the time. Is that
Soy?
Conway's also making his way.
Or is that Yatesy coming off?
Yatesy's one of them. And I think it might be Soy. I thought Conway perhaps. No, we won't know till they touch hands. He thought he was coming off, but Stab said, nah. Get your skates on, get back out there. That was funny. Well, at least we weren't the only ones confused. Dorigo comes on for Sarkani, so again, one would imagine that...
at the 60th minute.
60th minute, right on time, so we'll see them again Tuesday night, one would imagine.
Dylan obviously playing now as a 9. Johnny Dorigo going and playing in that Dylan position as a 7.
It just seemed like they were getting a little bit of momentum and starting to thread together some really good passes, West Torrens Birkalla, just in the lead up to those changes. So although they had to come when you're planning to have your players fresh for Tuesday, maybe a little bit surprised that they happened at that particular moment. I've got the feeling that they were starting to feel a little bit of control with Matsumoto. I think I counted about 3 different crosses coming in over the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I have seen Takonas play. Can play quite balanced as a midfielder. And look at these subs. Excellent players.
Conway found Dorigo on that occasion, but it was a little bit heavy on his first touch. He's involved again with that.
That's 5 push-ups for Jonathan, being nutmegged.
Diego Dos Santos de Oliveira will take this free kick. And he chooses Ali Muradi.
After that little burst of start, it's sort of calmed down a little bit now. I think the subs are... See where Westies make their first sub. They've got their subs warming up vigorously. No need to make a sub at the moment.
Nice little touch to find Maxim Ivanic, who goes back. And that's with Diego, who looks up and he takes a moment to assess his options. Ivanic with it again, finding to get past Vidmar. Not out of danger yet, West Torrens Birkalla, but now it looks like they will clear.
Yeah, it was a bit of a challenge between Muradi and Conway.
Conway's just getting a little bit of talking to from Tom Brinkworth. So we're talking about the West Adelaide bench. Eduardo Castaneda, who started, but also Siddiqui Dakuli, Socrates Singari and Marco Gorelli. They're the 5 outfield players on the bench for West Adelaide.
Siddiqui plays up top. Castaneda plays in the middle of the park. And
Dorigo releases the cross. Blackwood just goes over him. Eventually it's Conway who gets a header, but safely claimed by Jackson O'Donnell.
And Diego's a bit injured. I reckon Castaneda's going to be coming on very soon. I think he's holding his hammy or his calf. Hope it's not a knee.
No, he's just pointing to his toe. We'll see what gets the attention. They haven't gone straight to make a sub, but I've just noticed the West Adelaide bench gesturing for one of them to come back from warming up.
Yeah, well, while we have this pause, I can give you a bit of an update. HPG State League 1 in the 68th minute, Adelaide victory 5, Eastern United 0. 69th minute against South Adelaide 2, Salisbury 0. Blue Eagles 1, Fulham 0. And in the RAA NPL, Sturt Lions are still 2-0 down against Croydon. It's still 0-0 Playford and Adelaide City. And it is still 1-0 to Adelaide United Youth against Para Hills.
And of course, we're counting down to kick-off at Frank Mitchell Park, where FK Beograd will host Campbelltown, and Metro Stars will kick off at 5:15 against Adelaide Comets. So a very packed Saturday fixture for the NPL. You mentioned Fulham United as well. Of course, they've got to back up their game quickly against the other side of the fixture we keep talking about in the Cup against West Torrens Birkalla. I think we may have missed the change while we were talking about that.
Yeah, no change. Diego's still out there.
No, yeah, so Alex Simopoulos got called back from the warm-up and he's got his vest half off, so that's what the change is going to be. Hasn't quite happened yet. Welsh chooses Matsumoto, who's been a constant outlet on that right-hand side during this second half. Dorigo tried to present as an option, but Matsumoto sent him more centrally. That cross is cleared. And Shrestha goes to ground, and West Torrens Birkalla win it back again. O'Donnell.
Centimetre perfect header then by Mr. Dobrovolsky. Did I get it right then?
Yeah, you did, and I was actually jealous at how easily it rolled off the tongue for you.
Okay. I had to say it once in this game, so...
I'm getting so nervous about saying his game now. I almost have to wind up to do it, which never helps. But I know what the name is, just my mouth doesn't want to say it.
You can always say Luca.
Yeah, that's it. Luca Dobrovolsky. I think we're getting the hang of it now. George Blackwood, that's a little bit easier. Goes to Tsakonis. Back with Welsh. Matsumoto again. Just trying to work past Fabrizio, and he does so, but he's on the run and ends up going over. It'll be a goal kick for West Adelaide.
Yeah, I was like, when Tsakonos came in, if I said Tsakonos to most people, they'll say, is that spelt with a K or a C? So I said Tsakonos. So just for those people at home, yeah.
So Tsakonos is correct?
Tsakonos. Yeah. Who cares?
I think with all the names, we've had this conversation between us. All names should have a little bit of a margin of error built in, and I think we've both got the sort of surnames that we're used to accepting a bit of a margin of error. So
I'm sure I don't say Abdelani correct. I don't say Janto correctly. Yeah, there's lots of things that I get wrong constantly. So I don't tell people how to change their names. We're all Australian, really.
That's it.
And if they're not, we all live here.
That's right. The long throws keep coming in. There's another one from Antijanto. Headed away, but not completely out of danger. Now it's with Diago, who will deal with it. Nice little ball by Murati. Shrestha claims it ahead of Vidmar. Now Maxim Ivanic. Riley Stam was coming in furiously to get ahead to it. Doesn't. Clark rushes a clearance and it takes a deflection, but it's eventually dealt with by West Torrens Birkalla. That was well controlled by Dylan Klassen Thomas there and allows enough time for some support to arrive. Now here's Tyrese Conway. He can go back to Klassen Thomas, which he does just before getting cleaned up in that tackle by Connor Golan.
He meant well, but just a fraction late. Conway also left his foot out and a bit of contact there.
So a yellow card is the result, and
if you like speed, you'll like what's coming on from the Burks bench now. There's an abundance of it.
Amir Ibrahim, Zachariah Abdullahi combo, and you mentioned speed as suspected. One of them's going to go onto the left-hand side, and it looks like it's going to be this man, Zachariah Abdullahi. Consistent late fixture for West Torrens Birkalla. And down the other side, it's going to be Yohei Matsumoto that makes way for Amir Ibrahim.
Yeah, I wonder if they would have made this many changes if they weren't playing on Tuesday. I think not. Stav would have probably waited a little bit longer. But boys on the bench get a play. I think Ibrahim normally does play as a 2. Played a lot as a 2 last year for Westies, or as a 5. So
well, these two guys haven't been exactly spoilt for minutes, so whenever they do have the chance to come on, especially with their pace, it's a chance to make a little bit of a mark and prove themselves as well. So an exciting prospect, the fact that we're going to see them do something late, and straight into the action is Abdullahi going to be from the free, or is it going to be Antijanto?
Depends where Jackson stands.
It's Antijanto. Chance here for Blackwood. Just struggling to, I guess, find his balance and get his feet set to get a shot off. And after all that, it will be a goal kick for West Adelaide.
Yes, I got told by it's Tsakonas. They don't want to be stuck on us, so it's Tsakonas.
See, sometimes you just got to not overcomplicate it.
It's what happens when you're too Greek. You try to put a Greek slant on it. Yeah, so,
which I can get sometimes. You know, people over Spanishify my name, and it also feels weird for me to say it that way.
Say
so used to simple, yeah. Say Simo, that's easy.
I probably haven't even said that correctly in Spanish.
Don't even try, it's too hard.
Okay.
Making 2 substitutions coming off, number 12, Keshi Shrestha, and number 9, Riley Stam. And coming on, number 19, Suzuki Jukli. And number 18, Alex Smopolis.
If you didn't hear that on the PA announcement that we were just listening to, Keshav Shrestha and Riley Stam coming off It is Siddiqui Takuli and Alex Simopoulos coming on. Takuli, former Adelaide United youth, Western Sydney Wanderers, Macarthur Bulls and Croydon. Simopoulos got a bit of a list of names in his history as well, including Olympic, Comets, FK Beergrad, Melbourne Victory, Adelaide City, but now back at West Adelaide. O'Donnell clears. Takuli gets a touch to it. But it's Vidmar that eventually clears for West Torrens Birkalla. Dorigo with a little bit of a push to try help him claim that, but doesn't go unnoticed by our centre referee in Tom Brinkworth.
Taking Riley off and putting on Siddiqui, very quick, different type of player. I think Siddiqui's a bit more of a winger. His brother would tell me off if yeah, but slightly different type of player, but both very, very quick. Wants to make his mark, try to get on a score sheet here for Westies, try to get a winning goal. And Alec and Mr. Simopoulos as well. Excellent player, good ball player, likes to play in the middle of the park as he's playing. Scored a good free kick here earlier on in the year.
Delay linking up with Janto. They didn't win the ball through, I guess, clearly, but they get away with that throw in just on the edge of that attacking third. Now it's Blackwood. Just gets halted on the way to try break through West Adelaide, but now it's West Adelaide who eventually managed to pick up a little bit of space, and now they go on the attack. Ivanic and Takuli. Ivanic was the option they chose, but a little bit too much on the ball, and it goes out. Now Harpers will take a goal kick.
Yeah, it was quite impressive move. Short, sharp passes in a small, tight area. Got the ball, played it into Ivanic. Drove correctly, passed correctly, just a little bit too heavy.
Abdullahi is trying to use every single little millimetre of the pitch. He was waiting for it just right on the line there.
The whistle, buddy.
Now he finds himself with it. He's under some pressure from Diego Dos Santos de Oliveira, and he sort of evaded him just until Ali Muradi came to help tame him, and now he's just a little bit hurt following that.
Yeah, using his speed the wrong way. You probably want him to have a burst of speed going the other way, and I think he needs a bit of help here. So hopefully not an injury for the substitute. Westies literally hunted him down. Did very, very well. So we'll see what happens now.
Well, the plan for West Torrens Birkalla clearly to try a couple of those key players off for a little bit of an early rest, as we keep talking about that cup fixture on the Tuesday, and this was one part of that plan with Zakaria Abdullahi, but I've got to say this doesn't look great at the moment. He looks like he's in a fair bit of pain at the moment. Is he holding his... Looks like he's getting his leg worked on, or...
Magic sprays come out, fixes everything.
Okay, well that's probably a bit encouraging that it seems to be his upper thigh, so maybe just a little bit of a bump, just a little bit of soreness from the impact, which, as much as it isn't pleasant, there are far worse injuries you can have.
Yeah, some score updates as well, and some more from the HPG. I think I said Adelaide victory 5-0 up against Eastern United, but Blue Eagles are 3-0 up against Fulham, and Fulham got a red card in the 66th minute. I'm not too sure who it is, but hopefully they can play on Tuesday.
Yeah, well, that's interesting for Fulham, because they'll be wanting to take all the confidence they can into the game on Tuesday to try and make themselves the third HPG Homes State League team to stake their claim in the semis. As Harpers claims that loose ball, and he'll take his time to clear, although time's ticking and we're still locked up at the moment. You think, well, West Adelaide really need points at this point, so you think at home they want to be doing more than just having another draw, which would be their 5th in 6 weeks, as Abdullahi breaks, and he won't get another useful touch in before it goes out. And just to finish that thought, West Torrens Birkalla, given the form that they're in at the moment, they'll absolutely be going for all three. Now what's happening here?
Yeah, I think the referee just Just went up to the Westies coach and just said, "You owe me $2 in the swear jar." And a Saturday detention for the teacher, the coach.
Came running back, Tom Brinkworth, so he probably heard something earlier and just banked it for later in that instance.
Yeah, Westies move then, like you can actually see they're very dynamic going forward and they're going quick at extreme speed now. Just that final pass is lacking, but everything else is there.
We're over 30 minutes into this half now in the One World LED and Sportal System scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Of course, it is round 10 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia. Chats to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. Siddiqui Dakouli.
Very well defended by Clarkey. Siddiqui actually got to it first, but Clarkey used his body well. Got in front, won the ball. Stav's calling for Mr. Christopoulos to come off the bench. Set piece king. Delivery king.
Maybe the final change for West Torrens Birkalla.
Could be Nathan.
Dorigo has a shot, but it just goes out.
That was I know Jonathan coached him before in the past. Anything does open, he does like it. Does like to have a shot, he does.
And you're right, it isn't Nathan Enzajanto that's coming off, making way for Christopoulos. There's another name that we can compare notes on. I've heard Christopoulos, I've heard Christopoulos. We're talking about that guy. Number 23, with over 250 senior games.
Left foot, set piece king.
Ends up back with Sekonis, then back to Clark. Now it's Christopoulos. Goes to Abdullahi with a nice little flick to Blackwood, who didn't look like he was quite expecting it, but he's got away with it in the end. Just tries to get past Diego to send it central, and he does to Abdullahi. Now he's trying to get beyond Ali Muradi. He had to get a little bit handsy with him, so
Muradi positioned himself very well then. I saw Abdullahi wanted to go outside him, got his body in the one, and then Abdullahi couldn't, unfortunately, get around him. If he keeps on doing the same move, Muradi will read him all the time. He's just got to change up. Maybe go inside. Maybe have a shot.
Jackson O'Donnell, West Adelaide's captain, sends his troops forward. Former Adelaide City, former FK Beergrad, former Croydon, former Metro Stars as well. So he's been everywhere, man.
Made a song about him too.
Me, Ibrahim, feeling the pressure from Siddiqui Dakouli, but eventually spills it as well because it's going to be West Adelaide throwing.
And he did the right thing by putting that ball down because the referee was right there and said, if you don't put it down, buddy, you might get a yellow ticket. Lights are on. It's picturesque, beautiful night for football. No wind. No rain.
Of course, a couple of other games coming up still this afternoon as well. Frank Mitchell Park, FK Beergrad, kick-off 5 o'clock. Not too far from here if you want to do the double, or otherwise if you're keen on heading northeast, Metro Stars and Adelaide Comets will kick off at 5:15.
Bit of a foul on Connor, middle of the park. Just has a quick break.
Santos de Oliveira finds Ivanic, who's has some pressure from both Ibrahim and Vidmar. Now it's with Welsh. Controlled by Dylan Klassen Thomas to the feet of Abdullahi. One eventually by West Adelaide. One back by George Blackwood. He utilises Abdullahi, who sends the cross in. Wasn't a bad thought, but not quite.
There's a comedy of errors, and I was just about to say the comedy company's on. But it's just like a A lot of half mistakes. There's another mistake down right there.
Clark gets his head to it. He had Ivanic and DeCooley breathing down his neck. Simopoulos goes back to Diego. He's got a runner in Murati going wide, but he chooses to keep it relatively central. Yeah, to your point there, I think we must have some tired bodies at the moment. I think I'm a couple minutes behind on my own clock, but we're
about
37. We'll be around 85.
Yeah.
Ivanic takes out Simopoulos. There comes the cross. Golan gets ahead to it. Fabrizio trying to angle to get a touch, but he ends up chasing it wide. That's a West Torrens Birkalla throw in.
He tried to create that little bit of space. Unfortunately, it didn't fall in the right spot. He wasn't able to hit it first time. Thought, and then just couldn't get that space. Well closed down by the Berks defence and midfield.
Surely we're not going to end up with another draw.
It slipped out of his hands. Clearly, the rule is if the ball doesn't go in, he does it again. Just relax, people.
Golan gets ahead to it, and West Adelaide keep control. Ivanic, Timopoulos linking up well, but eventually West Torrens Birkalla get in the way of it. Clayton Thomas, nice little flick to Blackwood, who goes down from a tough challenge. Now West Adelaide have another moment to regather their thoughts and build something. Dobrovolsky, there we go, getting the hang of it.
Yeah, we got it. I think Dylan's been watching Taikani at training, and he can do some of his moves.
Again from West Torrens Birkalla, but Abdullahi just looking a little bit too rushed, and they weren't able to capitalise and build anything from it. I was about to say before, don't tell me it's going to be another draw here at West Adelaide. They've had 4 out of the last 5 weeks. DeCooley. Clark says, not right now.
Yeah, the comment was made about Siddiqui just getting the right balance, and I think the spectators referred to his clothes that he's wearing. He just needs to slightly adjust them slightly higher up. Maybe, yeah. No interviewing of any supporters at any stage.
Diego sends it in. Lands just beyond the back posts. DeCooley that ends up the worst off of that tussle, but West Adelaide can try to build something else. Diego dos Santos de Oliveira. Two wins, 4 draws, 3 losses so far this season for West Adelaide.
These are the games that you need to win. Just so that you can actually get away from the trouble.
And on the other side of the standings, Playford City and Adelaide City all locked up at the moment.
90th minute.
If it's a draw here, that leaves the door wide open for Metro Stars to creep all the way into first place on the ladder if they win against Adelaide Comets, who they'll absolutely be favourites going into that game tonight, unless Comets can pull off something pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're at that game with Metros and hospitality after, and Metros put a beautiful performance on for us against Belgrade that night, and yeah, they do have quality.
And a couple of really big players coming back from them soon, so I think we were talking about this off air as well, just how the top 4 as it is at the moment, Playford, Birkalla, Metro, Adelaide City, what that's going to shape up like over the second half of the season. So, I mean, we're right in the thick of it at the moment, so the next few weeks could be very telling on how things are going to look closer to September.
Yeah, squad depth is very important. When the transfer window opens up, who gets what, where they go. Relegation becomes more of an issue. Those relegation teams fighting for relegation do battle a little bit harder. Yeah, so lots of questions. It's an excellent delivery by Harpus. Heavy touch by Banjak.
Mason Thomas heads it to himself, and he's got Dorigo here. Maybe a chance. And we spoke about those instances of having one too many touches. I think that's a classic case of it. Stavkalekis below us expressing his frustration. I'd imagine that he probably agrees with us.
Yes, Dylan made a beautiful run through the middle. Just broke everything up, chose a beautiful inch-perfect pass. Passed it to Johnny. Johnny created the space. Just probably wanted to change what he wanted to do last second. Changed his mind. That was it. The Westies defender came back, stopped it. And
final touch on it, so
should have made Jackson work. Shouldn't be 2-1. Well, clearly Jackson didn't have to do anything, but it's Stav was quite upset and adamant there. He wanted Jonathan to have a shot, but you know, he's not perfect. Everyone tries their best.
Maybe they can do something late off this corner. Will fall right in front of the edge of goal, but West Adelaide looks like they'll deal with that. If Abdullahi doesn't put up a challenge against Ivanic, he managed to get a touch to it before it went out. That might be the biggest height disparity we've seen all night. Abdullahi v. Ivanic. A little bit of frustration between a couple of West Adelaide players there, which is interesting. Timopoulos and Ivanic exchanging words.
Bit of a height disparity there too. You would have thought that Ivanic would have won the header, being a bit taller, but he let Timop go for that. But,
Tom Brinkworth's whistle goes, and another free kick for West Torrens Birkalla.
It was a bit late then. Luca was trying to clear the ball out and just collected Jonathan's foot. Set piece. His set piece not too long ago was excellent on his corner. Let's see what it.
Well, you said he's the set piece king. Let's put that to the test right now. Could be huge.
No pressure.
Late in this game for West Torrens Birkalla to snatch this. Well, he comes on as a sub. Now's the time for him to perform.
No commentator's curse.
Can he do it? Yeah. Let's zip it. And it's dealt with by none other than the ever-reliable Diego dos Santos de Oliveira. West Torrens Birkalla may get another bite of it off. Welsh can...
He won that to go to the corner.
Yeah, it was battling a little bit hard to try open up enough space for a cross. Now it eventually comes. Blackwood got a little touch to it.
The break. Siddiqui. Speed. The two of them.
Bit of pace coming in through the middle, but Siddiqui loses it. Alan Welsh has got a runner on the far side in Abdullahi. It's Seconis that goes to Klassen Thomas. They're being patient in this instance. Ibrahim sends it central. I think George Blackwood might have been the intended target for that, but he wasn't anywhere near him in the end.
Yeah, well, I think we're in red zone, I think. Yep. All the other scores are the same as well. I'll stop talking.
Late drama seemed inevitable, didn't it? It's George Blackwood again.
And if you're watching a Berks game, they have a habit of scoring a late goal. That delivery, 10 out of 10. The finish and the courage then by Blackwood. Unfortunately for Westies there, that could be the winner, the match winner, but there is time. The referee's probably stopping the watch and just telling him how much time he's got left, and I think George Blackwood's got a bit of cramp on that.
Yeah, and I think he'll be in no hurry to try clear that, but saw a lot of opportunities for West Torrens Birkalla over the last few minutes. We saw in that little advance where Dorigo didn't put it in the back of the net, where we thought he probably should have done better off that. There was the corner that came in, set piece. For some reason, even though the clock was ticking down, I still wasn't completely convinced that we were going to end up on shared points, and it looks like maybe West Torrens Birkalla have pulled one out of the hat, but we also saw last week that there was 2 goals after 90 minutes. So despite them being drawn up to that 90-minute mark, we saw goals from both ends. So who knows, maybe that's going to be something that continues, but at the moment West Torrens Birkalla find their nose just in front thanks to...
Slightly different kick-off here.
Yep. Sent long in by Dos Santos de Oliveira. Takuli gets ahead to it. It looks like they're going to send it straight back forward, quick, smart. Maybe they just need the player with the biggest boot to send it straight into danger. Dobrovolsky sends it forward. Takuli may get a touch. It was
well done.
Ivanich that went up, but Harper straight over the top. Doing exactly what you'd expect the experienced West Torrens Birkalla captain to do. Sent forward by Diego. Harpus covers that.
Could be time, I think. Could be time. Should be at least 3 minutes of extra time, if not 4. Luca Fabrizio, 1 against 3 then, won the ball. Sadiqi's got to get the ball in the middle of the box. There's players there, he's got to get it in there.
West Torrens Birkalla clear again. Time ticking for West Adelaide to try tie it up again late. Abdullahi doesn't manage to control that. Could have cleared the danger for West Torrens Birkalla momentarily. Golan played it into the middle. And West Adelaide, well, they failed that last chance to try equalise, and they failed to get points at home against West Torrens Birkalla. The final score, West Adelaide 1, West Torrens Birkalla 2, thanks to a brace from George Blackwood. He scored when it counted, and all 3 points, which means they will finish this round on top of the ladder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your comments on that second half?
Well, we wanted goals at the start of the game. We got them. We wanted a second half response from Westies. We got them. Did Berks deserve to win it? Maybe. They created the better chances. You score 2 goals, the other team scores 1. That's football. You win 2-1. So Westies be quite upset that they didn't get anything out of it, but give it to Berks. They made the subs, and they got the winner.
Yeah, to go further on your point, I think West Adelaide might be feeling a little bit, I'm not sure if hard done by is the word. They'll be feeling like, you know, they could have gone 1 better. But for West Torrens Birkalla, I guess it's maybe encouraging the fact that they can just snatch victory when it really counts late. So they'll be encouraged by this. And again, with Playford, draw, I assume that game still finished with a draw. We were over 90 minutes and they were all tied up with Adelaide City. We'll quickly try to get you some confirmation of that.
0-0, Playford, Adelaide City.
0-0, there you go. So they will slip into first spot, West Torrens Birkalla.
There you go.
They continue to march on. So successful again in round 10 of the RAA National Premier League South Australia. We better wrap it up.
Yep. Go support a local game.
Absolutely. A couple more games to check out tonight. TK Shuttle Reserve and Frank Mitchell. But for now, Simon Jimenez, Pierre Milotis, wrapping up from Kilburn Sportsplex, and we'll catch you soon.